Hi everybody and welcome back. This is kind of a follow-up video to my camshaft video I did some time ago. I want to answer a few questions, and I also made a pretty big mistake while changing the camshaft, and I really don't want you to repeat that mistake, so that's what we start with. My problem was this, or rather not replacing this. This is the rear camshaft guide. It holds the camshaft tensioner in place, so it has a pretty important job, and apparently it's not uncommon for it to bend out of shape, so if your camshaft is too loose, this might actually be your problem. The thing is, in order to get to this little guy, you need to remove the camshaft. So if you are replacing the camshaft, I highly suggest that you replace this part as well. I didn't, but I actually went back inside the engine, disassembled everything just to replace it. Let me show you.
This is how far you need to disassemble the engine to get to the camshaft guide. You need to remove the clutch assembly, primary drive gear, chain tension adjuster, and the camshaft sprocket. You can leave the camshaft in place. I've just hung it off to the side using a socket extension. Next you need to remove the chain tensioner bolt. When that is done, the chain guide is loose. I tried to get it out without removing the camshaft, but it was way too tight. And even if you manage to get it out, remember that you have to put the new one in as well. So the chain needs to move out of the way. With that one out, it's time to have a look at the replacement. You can see that the new guide has a much more aggressive bend, so it looks like the old one was indeed out of shape. And while we're here, let's have a quick look at the markings for TDC. Because people have been asking me. This is the mark on the rotor, and it has to line up with this one on the case. And this is the ones on the camshaft. They need to be horizontally aligned with the case. The way I align them is by putting the camshaft on the camshaft sprocket. But I don't see it just yet. I then try to keep the camshaft in the correct position and then turn the sprocket and kind of walk the chain around it. I do that until it can be seated on the camshaft. And that's it. You have a new camshaft guide, and now you just need to reassemble everything. Remember to put lube and Loctite in the correct places. But all of that is clearly stated in the service manual.
Before I end this, I thought I will touch on a few comments I received on the previous video. Many of you have asked how long did the camshaft last? The bike has almost 50,000 K on the clock, and I think I've ridden like 50 of those, so I have no idea what the maintenance looked like before I got the bike, or if the camshaft has been replaced before, but I doubt it. Next we need to address the clutch basket dowel pin. I actually thought that was so important, so I made a whole separate video about it. I will link that in the end of this video. And another really important point that the service manual actually got wrong is that when you are looking for TDC, you should turn the engine counterclockwise. Remember, counterclockwise. And lastly, people have told me that you actually can remove the top cover of the engine head while the engine is inside the frame. Well, let's try it. As it turns out, it's very much possible, and it's not even that hard. I don't know how I failed on that the last time I tried. But obviously it's easier to fiddle with the camshaft and stuff when the engine is on the bench, but it's doable inside the frame as well, I think. And that's it for this video. I hope it made you feel a little bit more confident in changing the camshaft and the camshaft guides by yourself. It's really not that hard, you should give it a try. And here's that video about the clutch basket dowel pin I was talking about, and here's another video that might interest you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!